Good evening, folks, and welcome to Vinny's Take. Been a while. It's been a long while, mainly because there isn't a lot to speak of as far as sports goes. So today I'm going to talk about sports. It'll come up, so will a lot of things. But the title of the video is called 41 Trips Around the Sun. And what does that mean? 41 times I've taken a trip around this sun on this earth, this planet we call Earth. 41 times I've come out and ready to start another. But today was different. On April 13th, 1979, at 1:35 in the morning, yours truly was born. And I have had some amazing birthdays and some amazing times. Just last year, my boys drove from all over the state to come celebrate the 40th. Today I sat in peace and silence. Today I sat as my family FaceTimed with me as they blew out my candles on my cake. You see, we're in a different world nowadays. We are in a world where social distancing is an actual term. We're in a world where the only sports we're getting are classic games on YouTube and video games on television. But we're still in a world where everybody can get offended over the littlest things. I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about a couple things. I can't go much further without talking about what my family did get for me. First of all, Gray's Sports Almanac. I can't lose. All I need now is a DeLorean. Page after page after page of sports statistics, boiled down into simplest forms. It's a thin book, so it's not like they can put every score of every season down. But thanks to the internet, we can find that. This is more for the collector's edition. I'd like to thank my kids for that. I didn't get everything today because I couldn't see family. But many of you know who watch Stack the Future know that I am an Impractical Joker fan. I have tickets to the show in July. However, I don't think there'll be a show. And lastly, still installing. It's been downloading since about 8 o'clock tonight. MLB The Show 20. I got a gift card from Amazon. And I purchased it. Actually, I went to Amazon and I used that gift card to purchase a gift card. A PlayStation gift card. And then I went to PlayStation.com, put in the code for MLB The Show, and it downloaded. Took over an hour to download, and now it's taken over an hour to install. But I digress. All right, let's talk sports. There's a lot of talk about how long before we start coming back. Apparently, there's a league in South Korea ready to tee up their baseball league some point in May. Well, South Korea, of course, several weeks, months, whatever, ahead of us when it comes to the coronavirus. But that gives us a hint, because South Korea handled it better, perhaps, than many. And I think our country did fine. I don't think it was perfect, but I think we did fine. The president wanted to shut down travel from China in January, the end of January. He was called a racist for doing it. What else is new? But the real problem didn't necessarily come from China. It came from Europe. Because people traveled from China to Europe and then from Europe here. Or they traveled from China to Europe, infected people there, and then traveled here. In the county I live in right now, in north of Toronto, New York, we have 9 total cases. And that's what they report every day, 9 cases. Nobody in the hospital, but 9 cases. Then there's a little footnote. Once in a while you hear that 5 have recovered. So we have 4 cases. We don't have 9. We have 4. But that's not sensationalism. That's not sexy. It is sexy to give the whole number. It is sexy to try and scare you into being afraid. And with good reason. I mean, this isn't exactly a disease that everybody is going to recover from right away. But it is also something that you can, first of all, you can take care of it like any other virus with soap and water and hand sanitizer. But we as a country will get through it. And yes, we're losing people. We lose people every day. That gets me back to sports. It is with sad news that I report the death of Javaris Jackson, former quarterback for the Seahawks, Vikings, and Bills. He passed away last night on a road in Arkansas in a car accident. See, people die all the time. He was 36 years old, 5 years younger than yours truly. Um, it's very sad. I'm sad for his family. I'm sad for his fans. I'm sad for the players who he coached. So just remember, folks, have faith. Love your family. Love your friends because you never know when it's going to end. It doesn't necessarily have to be COVID 19 for it to all come to an end. It could be anything. Now let's talk sports. All right. The leagues are determining when they can come back. The XFL filed for bankruptcy yesterday. That's done. It's gone again. Honestly, I'm grateful to Vince McMahon for everything he's done with entertainment in my lifetime. But what they're doing now with WWE is not necessarily entertaining. It's more or less just putting something on for the sake the show must go on routine. The old Owen Hart fell from the rafters, but the show must go on. So if you're turning into Raw right now, SmackDown or NXT, you're seeing the employees of WWE work their ass off to put on a show for you, and they went back live tonight. Now, I'm not one that thinks we need to stay in a cocoon in a bubble for the next 16 months until every last drop of this thing is gone. But I also understand that there's a certain point, especially in a state like Florida, where maybe go on a little hiatus, maybe take a break, have a little reset. You know, Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman and as champions, their numbers aren't going to matter much if they get inflated due to the company not working. They'll be fine. When they come back, they'll be able to have great feuds. They'll hopefully will get home and stay in shape. But that's the WWE, and that's the XFL. The XFL, as I said, filed for bankruptcy. Today, the Indoor Football League, which is where teams like the Arizona Rattlers have gone to settle after the demise of the AFL, have canceled their season. They're not even going to attempt to try and come up with a time frame when they can come back. And that's understandable. They are a league without money. They are a league that needs their revenue from audience participation from fans to be able to survive, to support itself. It's not the NFL. They don't have a TV contract. They operate on YouTube. They operate with radio DJs covering their games locally on YouTube. The same thing when the FHL canceled their season. Again, teams like the Watertown Wolves and the Port Huron Huskies, whatever they are. I don't think that's right. They need the audience. They need concession stands. They need ticket sales. They need to be able to pay their players and to be able to put on an event. So without that, they can't stay open. And a lot of businesses are suffering that same fate right now. But the big leagues, the Major League Baseballs of the world, they're trying to come up with a plan to possibly get back on the field in May. And I'm excited about this. Not because it'll be in front of empty stadiums, potentially in Florida and Arizona, but because it'll be something to distract us, something to take our mind off what is going on in the world. I have a solution, a suggestion, though. I'm not sure May is going to be the right target. And it's not because I agree with one political side or the other on how long we should stay in quarantine. I don't think 16 to 18 months is plausible. I think that is over ridiculous bullshit. And I also don't think we're going to walk out the door tomorrow and start playing ball. By summer, late June to August, people can start getting back in the practice courts, the practice fields, and start preparing to get on the field around maybe the 20th of July or so. But this changes hour by hour and minute by minute. So we'll see. Right now, it seems that the hospitalization numbers in New York City are on the downhill slope. Deaths are still up, but you got to remember, deaths are about 2 weeks behind hospitalizations. So deaths are still up in the high 700s every day, but hospitalizations are going down, and deaths are starting to go down too. The NBA and NHL, they want to crown champions, and I don't blame them. So what I say is normally both leagues put 16 teams in the playoffs. Take your records from where you are now, merge the league into one conference, and take your best 16 teams. Have a single elimination first round, best 2 out of 3 second round, the Elite 8, if you will, and then the Final Four and the championship. Do your best of 5 in the Final Four and best of 7 for the championship. Crown a champion, put a giant asterisk next to him, and move on to preparing for next season. Get this season over with so that people whose contracts are coming to an end can get their contracts done, can start negotiating for their new teams or whatnot. Some like Kevin Garnett. No, not Kevin Garnett. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. The guys who are going to retire so they can go off and retire in peace, especially if the teams aren't going to make the postseason. Baseball, on the other hand, their schedule is a little bit different. Baseball, I think you can pick up wherever you set a date, say August 1st. You play a mini sprint, you close up all the open days, book them. You play a mini 50 straight days baseball season, 50 games. Maybe some doubleheaders in there. Maybe you can squeeze out 60. And then do a tournament, same style. Do something that you're going to be able to get moving on the field with and do a tournament. Oh, thank you. Richard Waldrop, another YouTuber, just sent me a happy birthday wish with fireworks. Yay, fireworks. So, anyway, okay, back to what I was saying. So you can crown champions in those leagues. Football, NFL, college should be able to start without a hitch. Maybe you don't have a preseason, maybe you have a shortened preseason and whatnot, but you'll be able to get out there on the field come September, no problems. The other leagues like golf and tennis and bocce ball, or what is that Harry Potter sport, Quidditch, just get out there, finish your schedule off from where you are, let the players earn the purse, earn as much as they can, just have fun with it. 2020 is a lost year for a lot of stuff, so just have fun with it. Same with NASCAR. NASCAR is brilliant doing we're going to talk about NASCAR too in a minute, but NASCAR's been brilliant doing the iRacing on TV. They're doing record ratings for video games, much more than I could ever hope to or wish to accomplish with Sack to the Future. Once they are given the all clear, even if they can go out there and do some races without fans, get out there, start collecting points from where they left off because they had run some races, and move forward with the season. And you should be able to sketch together some playoffs and whatnot and go smoothly. So that's my suggestion, my season. Of course, the longer some of these governors keep us in quarantine, the worse it's going to be and the less we're going to be able to do. And I know. Hotspots, New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco, whatever. I know the hotspots, Louisiana. I know. I understand that. I'm not blind. I'm not anti-sympathetic to people's problems. But I also think that at some point we need to let people get back to work. Wuhan, China, where this supposedly started, they were reopening 2 weeks ago, starting to reopen their economy, starting to reopen businesses. Now there are restrictions. It is not just coming free as you freaking go. Please. They have to get their temperature checked, and they have mandatory hand washing stations and whatnot. Fine. Let's continue doing that for a few months. But if you're healthy, why are you sitting at home? If you can go to work and prove that you're healthy, why are we not running things. Why are we not running? Why are certain states closing golf courses down? Do you know that a foursome can all stand 6 feet apart on a golf course? They really can. It's a little tricky up by the tee and a little bit on the green, but down to the fairway, most of the time, people don't hit the ball near each other. Trust me, I know I hardly ever played with my group. I was off in the woods. I was off in the lakes. I was off on the highway, Raybrook Golf Course in upstate New York. I was playing from the other side of Route 86 half the time. I one time hit one shot, hit 5 trees, and landed behind me. So you can do golf. You can do fishing. You can go out boating, hiking. Let people get some exercise instead of just sitting around here on our asses getting fatter. That's not what we want. The other thing, tradition. One of the reasons why at first I was pro WrestleMania going on was because of tradition. Tradition WrestleMania has happened anywhere between March 14th to April 9th over the last 36 years. So I thought it's got to be in that window. Got to have WrestleMania, right? Now, there were some good things that came out of WrestleMania. I mean, the cinematic matches, the Boneyard match, and the Bray Wyatt's Funhouse thing. I can't think of the name of it right now. Those look really fun, really clever. That's not bad. But the ladder match, how do you do a ladder match? First of all, how do you defend the tag titles in a singles, a triple threat singles match? But how do you do a ladder match without the fans? How do you do some of your entrances without the fans? So the more I thought about it, and the closer and closer we got to WrestleMania, I thought, oh, geez, maybe WrestleMania should have been postponed. Can you imagine WrestleMania in July in the hot sun of Tampa? That would have been pretty sweet. We didn't have to worry about installing heaters in the rings and all that crap, right? Luckily for everybody, I guess the weather in Tampa that day was pretty shitty, so I guess everybody got away with having the WrestleMania on the Performance Center actually worked out to the benefit. But now, I think WWE should just go on hiatus and come back when everybody else does in the summertime. All right, back to tradition. I was talking about it. My son is in 5th grade. Now, 5th grade is one of those big years, kindergarten, 5th grade, 12th grade. It's the end of something. You're going to graduate at the end of it. But with schools being closed right now, think about everything he's missing out on and all the other 5th graders across the land. They have this thing in our school called the I Am concert, where all the elementary classes get together and they sing some cute little song in their little T-shirts that look a little bit like this. And they then at the end, they all get together and sitting around us on the bleachers, they all sing a song to the parents. It's cute. It's cool. It's short. It's not happening. It was in March. It didn't happen. All the kids that busted their ass on the musical this year, and the musical's all over. I mean, we did Willy Wonka, our school. Other schools do whatever. All that hard work put into those shows gone. Every April, they have a luncheon, parent-student luncheon in elementary school. So every year from pre-K, or we night, what they call it, which is a year before pre-K even, all the way up to 5th grade, you get to go, hello, Bradley, you get to go and have lunch with not only your student, your child, but the teachers too, and have a little discussion, friendly discussion. It's not like the normal parent-teacher conferences. It's more of a relaxed atmosphere. That's gone. Also in April, the mother-son dance. This was the last one, because we have 2 kids, but they're one of each, one boy, one girl. So my wife and my son are missing out on their last mother-son dance. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, poor us, poor me, we've lost this and that. I'm just saying this is the reality of what's going on in the world right now. High school seniors losing their trips, losing their senior proms, potentially. A lot of them in some states like Kansas and Vermont have already closed for the whole academic school year, so graduation will not be as we know it. You can go back on my YouTube page and find my graduation. You'll be able to find the class of 2020. One of perhaps the most significantly historic classes in the universe, 2020. There ain't going to be no videos for them. Some colleges are going to be doing the old, what's it called? The old online academic thing. Well, that's cool. That's nice. That's neat. It's not the same. Man, seriously, it's 10:36 and MLB, the show is still not installed. It's been going since 7 o'clock when I downloaded it. Well, 8 o'clock when I first purchased it to download. and still installing. I'm on the second trip through of this game. So that's an update on where we are, what we're doing. Sack to the Future is in a little bit of a hiatus because just work, people working. I'm on vacation myself, but Phantom Fighter's got work going on still, so he'll get back to it. We'll hit it. We've got one game left for week 14. We're going to get it done. I have an alternate Super Bowl in the queue ready to go. My son and I can do some more coronavirus versus the world matches and watch people like Donald Trump and Hulk Hogan kick his ass. Oh, those are fun. You can look back on my channel and find them. Doing the watch party thing. There's a ton of people doing stuff like that. I got a friend. I posted a video of his on my channel, John Warshall, great American Patriot. Every day at 5 o'clock, he goes live with the national anthem. It's fantastic. Playing it on his electric guitar. He's a great patriot. People, all kinds of musicians are doing that. DJs are having live watch parties, doing their best of this, best of that songs every night. And, some of my DJ friends, and that's pretty cool too. Sports leagues are showing live premieres on YouTube. Right now, I'm sure if you check, you can watch a NASCAR race, a baseball game, a football game, a basketball game, a soccer match, a hockey match, and some Olympic opening ceremony some year. So we're trying. People are pushing through, trudging through. So a lot of shows had stuff in the can. The Chicagos are going every other week, basically, until they hit their 20th episode when they're going to be done. Soap operas, I know they had like 6 weeks worth in the can, so I don't watch soap operas, obviously, but I know some of my family members said they're airing episodes like 3 days a week and then airing classic episodes, trying to stretch it out a little further. But eventually, if we don't open back up and if we don't let people get back to work, we're going to suffer. There's only so much binging of exotic Joe, Tiger, whatever that you can do before you need something new. And what I worry about, what I fear most, now my wife and I don't drink. We're fine. We can entertain ourselves. We can get through this. What I worry about is the people that do, the people that really are. Like my wife and I are both essential workers, so we're working. But for the people that aren't, for the people that go hit the pavement, or that usually hit the pavement working at the restaurants or the salons, the barbershops, the video game repair, the teachers, all the ones that are stuck at home, that all they might do is out of boredom drink. And I'm worried about the domestic violences. I really am, because a lot of people can't handle being at home. Me, I've been socially distancing myself since 1990. Since I was 10 years old, man. I don't like people to begin with, so I'm fine sitting at home. I work out. I can do everything right at home. I can watch my theater surround sound, which I don't have, but I wish I do. Hey, donate money and maybe I will. But no, I've got surround sound. The screen needs to be a little bigger. Anyway, I can entertain myself, and a lot of people can, but there are a lot of people who can't. So those are the ones I'm worried about. So if you're a religious person and you say a prayer tonight, say a prayer for the people you don't know. Say a prayer for the ones who are struggling, with addiction or struggling with suicidal thoughts or just that might need you. We're not over the horizon yet. We're not raining on our parade. Nobody's going to push us over the edge. It's not too late. And it is worth saving. Remember those words. Those are the opposite words of the song Bring Me to the Horizon, Doomed. Because I don't think we're doomed as a country. I think we're going to be just fine. But it's up to you and me and everyone around us to persevere. So again, 41 trips around the sun, man. It's been a wild ride, and I'm going to do 41 more. I'm going to see this world go through some major changes. From Jimmy Carter in office to God knows who. But for right now, God bless America. Good night and goodbye.